this. Hello, hello. Austin, you were always the first person in. I love that. I know I can always count on you to join the live right when I start. So, love you for that. Love you for that. Oh my God. I am so excited. I am so excited. Hi, Basil. You guys truly don't understand how excited I am for tonight. For like talking about Backlight, talking about the last season, my hopes for next season. I also kind of want to play a little game on I want to know people's like favorite like chapters and favorite panels from Backlight. So I'll probably like put a poll or something. The only person who sends notives. Yes, I want to do. I want to try it. I haven't tried it. This would be a first time thing. Probably the only time thing if it goes not well. But it's like yeah. I really want to know people's favorite stuff when it comes to Backlight. And I also want to know if people know my favorite parts of Backlight. So I think it would be a fun exchange to do that. But I don't know where we're gonna put it in this live since we're all so sad. I'm pulling it up right now. We can go panel by panel first, and then we can start talking a little bit more about that stuff. But I'm gonna wait a little bit because I know a couple of my friends plan to come, so I'll just wait like I don't know a couple of minutes, and we could just chit chat while I get ready as well. So yes, put it after the tears. We can do it. We can do it after everyone cries. Oh my gosh. 100% coin back for a limited time. What? Did you see the notification on Lezen about you get 100% coins back for a limited time? I did not see that. But I also buy from the app. I don't buy from the the website because I already bought it. Crazy. I'm doing well. How are you doing today? It was on today's episode. Okay. Dang. Period. Love Backlight. Love Backlight. Love them to bits. Let me get it pulled up. Um where is my library? Backlight. Season 2 finale. So crazy. So crazy. So all the sadness today is free. You're so right. You're so right. And like I should have instead of like Tegu hate session, I should have put like Backlight group therapy meeting instead. And I thought I could put text on the screen so I could make a disclaimer that this is a joke and so I don't have to say that every single time a Tegu lover comes in and I don't want to make people feel like they're not welcome here and that all we're saying is that we hate Tegu. It's just they didn't want to charge us. Thank you. That's all we can really appreciate at this point is that they don't charge us for our sadness. Hello, hello. How is everyone tonight? Sad, probably. Probably. I'm literally just pulling up the chapter and waiting for a couple of people to get here. It's also late at night and it sucks, but I really wanted to do this tonight. And people also might be in other people's lives, so like that's fine. If anything, we can make a little bullet point list to say what we wanna go through today. I think we should do that. Does that sound like a plan? Can we make a little like list on everything we want to talk about for like the first couple of minutes? I'll pull up a Google Doc. 6:30 a.m. That's crazy. Oh my god. That's crazy. Okay. Let's make a list of everything we want to talk about today for Backlight because we have a lot to go over. And I want to make sure that everything gets covered. All right. So Backlight Wait, Google Docs. I don't hate. It's a joke. It's a joke. I don't actually hate Tegu. It's a joke. Um, I think Tegu is an amazing character. Do I want him with Youngwoo? No, like absolutely not. But I think he's an amazingly written character. But like, yeah, it's a little jokey joke. It's a little jokey joke. It's okay. I want to put a disclaimer, but I didn't know I couldn't. I thought I could just put like text on the screen to be like, "Hey, this is a joke," but we can't for now. So, but right now we're going over topics we wish to talk about when it comes to Backlight. So, I'm gonna say some topics I want. Like, feel free to let me know any topics people want to talk about tonight. And yeah, and then we can get started because I really want to get through everything today when it pertains to Backlight, and I really want to post this after we're done so that more people can see it and have access to like people's thoughts and stuff when it comes to Backlight. So Backlight topics live. um why are we talking about an imaginary chapter? Stop. As much as we hate, as much as we love to think it wasn't real, it was real. It was real. He I I have never felt more devastated. Avi, you haven't missed anything because I know people are coming late. So we're just making a list. Liza made the whole chapter up. It's me. It's me. I'm actually the editor of Backlight, and I put this chapter in everyone's mind. Hi, Mac. Who's the guy in the mask? I think that's just one of the goons. We can talk about that. Okay, okay, okay. This is a topic. Who are the people in the room with wound sick? Okay, that's a topic. You owe us final compensation. I'm poor. I can't give you anything. Can't give you- Soen in jail. We can talk about Soen being in jail potentially. Okay, Soen being in jail potentially. We can talk about Jaewon haunting the narrative again. Jaewon haunting the narrative again, again. Vid captioning saying Soen meeting his birth parents in jail next season. Whoever said that deserves a block. So, whoever said that deserves to be blocked. That's crazy. That's so funny and insane. We're gonna talk about what is Taegu and Youngwoon's next plans. What is Soen's next plan? Soen, okay, we can talk about Soen and Taegu working together. We can kind of go through like how they did that in this past chapter. How did they do that in this past chapter? Youngwoon having those memories of his trauma popping up. Yep. Let's talk about just like talk about Youngwoon's past trauma coming up in the room when Soen beat beat up Haeol. Let's talk about Haeol. I really want to talk about Haeol as well. Haeol's role in Backlight. Yes. How do you feel about Now that you know chapter one, like after all the okay, yeah, we could talk about reactions to figuring out foreseeing reactions to seeing the actions that led to chapter one, season one. All right. Her was frowning as the present shows to the present. Yes. Heyo looks like Jaewon, and so did Soin had flashbacks possible past. Yes. Possibility of a time skip, really good, really good. Yes. Possibility of a time skip. What does that mean? We get Soin black hair. What does that mean? For Soin's career, Soin's job and mental health. What does this mean for Youngwoon's career and mental health? What does this mean for their relationship going forward? Okay. Someone's family? Yeah, we can talk about someone's family. Revenge plan? Okay. Soen's family dynamic after this chapter. Soen possible revenge plan. We're just making a list of things we want to talk about today. Let me go over the list. Let me go over the list. So we have we're gonna go over the people who were in the room with Woonshik that did the unthinkable thing to Youngwoon and Hail. Soen being in jail potentially, Jaewon haunting the narrative. What is Taegu and Youngwon's next plan since they ended the chapter together? What is Soen's next plan? How did Soen and Taegu work together to get to this last chapter? Talk about Youngwoon's past trauma coming up in the room where Soen beat up Haeol. Haeol's role in Backlight. Reactions to seeing the actions that led up to chapter one, season one. The possibility of a time skip. Soen's family dynamic after this chapter. And then Soen's possible revenge plan. Those are the topics we have kind of going on. If we want to talk about anything else, I'll put it down. Dude, I implore you to go leave right now and read the chapter and come back. I'm just gonna be spoiling this whole time. The private detective, we can talk about that. We could talk about that with Taegu. Taegu's plan. This is from Backlight. We're talking about a BL called Backlight. All right. Who called the cops? Who called the okay, yeah. Who called the cops? Who called the cops? I'm wondering if all these other people were arrested in the room as well. Were other people arrested as well? Yes, that's a really good question. Is that good enough? Do you guys okay, if you guys have any more things that you want to talk about, just put them in the comments. And I will try to pin them so I can remember. Actually, can I make people mods? If I do that, I wonder if I could do that real quick. Add moderator. Confirm. Okay. Avi, you're now a mod. Alex, you can also be a mod if you want. Don't use the powers if you don't want to. Um, M is a mod. Zhao, you're also a mod. Let me see. Add moderator. Confirm. Asen. Okay. I've added a few moderators, so like if there's any comments, like please like pin them for me if you can. Um, I would really appreciate it. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of this last chapter of Backlight. Oh my God. I am so, so excited. Like, you do not understand how excited I am that we are finally at the last part of season two. I think season two was such a hi Nightfall. Hi, hi, hi. I think season two was amazing. Like it was spectacular. I had such an amazing time reading season two, reacting to season two. I'm so glad I started doing these like little talks with people for season two. um Absolute peak writing. Like I don't have complaints with the narrative. The only kind of complaint I could have is like kind of framing Tegu as a second male lead. But like, even without the knowledge that the author kind of framed him as that, I never saw him like that, and it didn't really hinder my experience of reading Backlight. Because as much as I joke about hating Tegu, I think Tegu was an important character when it pertains to people in Youngwoon's past still being a part of his future. Because if we really think about it, Tegu and Soen are the only people from the past that now like still interact with Youngwoon. So he has an important, like, he has an important role, not only in Backlight but in Youngwoon's life. So we can talk more about that when we get to Tegu. But let's talk about the episode. I have no words. I have no words. It's still not my favorite episode. I think my favorite episode was last week's. Because just masterful storytelling, masterful like paneling and art and pacing. Like, I have no complaints about that chapter. But let me pull up it, and we are just gonna go panel by panel real quick. I also felt very like there, like, the I'm looking at the panel now. It's very menacing, and I think that's a really good word to use when it pertains to this chapter of Backlight. And the feeling that kind of goes along with Backlight is very menacing. And the color palette really, I love that the color palette of Backlight tends to stray to blue and purples. And it's a lot darker when we get to these types of panels. But once you get to like the panel in this chapter of like Youngwoon opening the door and saying where is, and you just see this dark figure behind him, it's really scary. Because we know what's going to happen to Youngwoon. Like, it's like we had the little hints. We had enough hints to understand that Youngwoon was going to be in a very, very dangerous situation, and that he would potentially get essayed. That was the hint that was dropped. I'm kind of surprised there was no trigger warning for this chapter, but nothing actually happened. So I'm guessing that's why they never really put a trigger warning in there. But this chapter, I was real like, it's just like anytime there's a freaking needle, I'm like, stop, 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 stop. And then we get to like the panel of like seeing all of the guys with Haeyeol passed out drunk there. I Let's talk about Haeyeol. And I think we really do need to talk about Haeyeol because I really feel like people, it's a very, Alex, I will get to your comment because I think that's very important too. But I really do feel like that Haeyeol can be seen, if not read into a lot, as a one note character, seen to be like the opposition to Soin and Youngwoon's relationship. When Haeyeol is like, he is like a 20 something, I think he's like 20, 22, like in that age range. Like, he's younger than Soin and Youngwoon, and he's an up and coming actor. He's 24. Okay, he's 24. So like, he's in his early 20s, while like Soin and Youngwoon are in their late 20s. So it's like he still has a lot of growth that he could potentially do in his life. And are we going to see that? Not really, because this is not about him. But it's like Haeyeol is just like, he is a product of his environment in the entertainment business. Now, am I excusing everything he has done and especially what he did in this chapter? No, but also remember he was drugged as well in this chapter. So it's like we also have to remember that. But I really don't I don't think I've seen a lot of people hate on Hayol as in like they truly do not like his character and think that he shouldn't be in the narrative. But I do think that it's nice to see someone else also affected. Like Hale is a different font of what could happen to Youngwoon, if that makes sense. So he's always in positions of being taken advantage of. And I think that's one thing that Youngwoon is really susceptible to, or could be susceptible. He could be potentially, I can't say the word, he cannot be he has potential to be manipulated because of his past, and he lets things go and he runs away. So I feel like Hayol kind of like not signifies but also kind of has these characteristics that Youngwoon has, but he is truly being taken advantage of by the system that is the entertainment business, and that is Taegu's company. We have to remember Taegu has a lot of stake in this company and how this company is. So, and Alex, I forgot your thing. It just unpinned, so I forgot what it was. The author not using essay as like the crescendo. I thought that's the thing I was really kind of scared about for this chapter, and not that I distrust the author. It's just it's such a common thing in BL, and it's like the ocean like being the crescendo to the end of the story. Like it's like the final act. That people using essay as a way to have like the ML save the damsel in distress MC. And I don't think that that happened here. Really. I do think we could talk about Soen's violence as well. I truly didn't think he would go the violent route just because I thought he was gone. I really thought like he was away from the narrative and away from the situation since he up and left. But we can also talk about that as well. But yeah, I am also really glad that, it was done in a way that I don't think glorifies it. It wasn't done in a way that I think was meant to be entertaining. I do think it was done in a way that advanced the plot forward and showed the fact that all of these people do want to harm Youngwoon to harm Soen in turn. Because these people don't have anything against Youngwoon. All of these people have something against Soen. And what is the best thing you can do to get back at someone is to hurt the person that they care about the most. And that's why it's really hard for Soen and Youngwoon to be together. Because people know that Youngwoon is an important person to Soen, who previously went to the penthouse, did all of these sexual activities with these people, didn't care about anyone's feelings when he did it. So it's just, they're seeing a different side of Soen and they don't like that side and they want to harm Soen. So they're harming other people, aka Youngwon. Let's see. I'm like catching up on the comments. Wunshik had something against Soen. I think it was too simplistic when I said it. Like he had like everyone in this room didn't have something against Youngwoon. We need to talk about Wunshik too. I like thinking of it like he's like a B grade villain. Like if I had to like give grades to everyone in Backlight and pertaining to their role in the story, Wunshik is a B grade villain at best. And that's not to the quality of his writing. It's just like the stakes he has like involved in the story. That's like if he truly did not fucking care, he wouldn't have to do anything. Yeah, like he doesn't have as much screen time as if as Jaewon. Jaewon is the villain of the story. He is the catalyst to all of this. And we can talk about Jaewon later. Um, I accidentally found it very painful but compelling for Soen not to give his white knight moment. Yes, it's I I don't know how. I like the term white knight because I think in like any other BL, like this would be the case. Like this would be the monumental moment where the ML would save the MC from, danger. And we've seen this countless times again, not only in BL, but in like regular like fairy tale romance stories. But it's because Soen decided to go, decide to take the violent route, decide to beat Haeyol in a way that was reminiscent of Jaewon beating Youngwoon. It was just unfortunate that Youngwoon was so deep in hallucination from that drug and was like in a very vulnerable position that he was like hallucinating the fact that not even hallucinating. Let me cut that word out because Someone was acting in a way that was reminiscent to Jaewon. Like, that's why he saw him. And let me just skip to that part of the chapter where Youngwoon starts to see his past in it. Because the first thing that pops up when he sees the first thing that pops up when he sees someone beat Haeyol up is his father beating him up when he was a kid. The first thing he thought of was his own abuse by his parental figure. Like, just sit with that. Like, we really just have to sit with that for a minute. Like, and he is seeing Haeyol as himself. He is Haeyol in this moment. He is vulnerable. He is unable to fight back. And that's why he's like, no, stop, no, stop. And then he sees himself. He sees his older self. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my point across. Like I like we just need to sit with this for a minute because I think a lot of us were just sad, but we haven't had time just to sit with it narratively. But then he sees himself like he's having an out of body experience right now, and he's seeing himself. And I think my favorite part, this is so weird to say, my favorite part of the panel that shows Youngwoon getting beat up by Jaewon and his goons is Jaewon's shoes. Because that was so recognizable. Because I was like, once I saw his shoes, I was like, that's Jaewon. Like, that's him. And I was just like, oh my God, like he's seeing Jaewon. He sees Jaewon in this moment. He doesn't see Soen and he doesn't see Haeyol. And it's so sad. Like the amount of fear in his eyes it's so intense and it's so sad. We finally know where that fucking t-shirt came from though. So Avi, you can rest well, knowing that t-shirt. I'm trying to be serious, but the t-shirt is also something that I love the fact that we had in back because it was like where's the t-shirt? And someone just came in and said, put this on. No more, yeah, no more t-shirt theories. We're done with the t-shirt theories. But just the amount of fear that Youngwoon had when no, actually, I don't know where Soen got it, LMFAO, unless it was on Soen's. Does that mean the one guy left naked? Hi May. Yeah, so like just the amount of fear on Youngwoon's eyes is like killing me and killing me, and it's so sad when okay, word for word, I was surprised that Young Moon saw Soin instead of it was Young Moon saw Soin. Wait, what do you mean? Because he's seeing Hail right now, right? Yeah, he's seeing Hail. Maybe I think I'm interpreting that comment wrong. But like he's looking at Jaewon. He sees Jaewon, and it's so weird to see Jaewon with this like big build, and that's why we knew it was Soin because Jaewon was sickly and ill and did not look like this. They mean Youngwon saw Haeyeol as Soin, and then Soin as Jaewon. Yeah, Youngwon didn't see Soin at all. Yeah, Soin was not here. In Youngwon's mind, Soin was not in this room at all. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back. Do, 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 do. I'm looking through the chapter right now. You probably see it through my glasses. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing because I almost started crying. This has happened multiple times on live where I like try to find something and I just get sucked in to reading it again. And he says, I could have kept doing judo. I could have had a normal life. Oh, I'm so sad. I'm so sad. If you hadn't been a part of my life, I wouldn't be this messed up. And then someone's face. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I'm side eyeing my screen. And you know what hurts even more? You know what hurts even more? It's fucking someone's reaction. In his face. In his face. He's like Young Moon. He's like, oh, this hurts. I don't even remember what I was saying. And then he gets arrested. And then he's arrested. He's in jail. Oh my god. This is so. I did it again. I did it again. I was reading the chapter. Okay. Whew. Good thing we have the list. I can get back on track. Less of a reaction. Oh my god. Let me get let me get my list back up. Oh my god. That hurt. Oh my god. We talked about J1 haunting the narrative. We talked about it. We talked about it enough. I think we all understand that J1 is probably one of the best villains in BL, at least the best villain in this current like running BL season. I am so glad that I was able to witness the genius that is the author writing a character who haunts this narrative and has barely been in this narrative. We can probably count on how many times he has been in chapters on our hands, on our little fingers. And it's just amazing. So, love that. So we talked about J1 hunting the narrative. We talked about the people with Woonsick. That's just his goons, I think. I don't think we need to talk about that any further. Um, We can talk about Someone going to jail. J1P. Yep. 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 We can talk about Someone going to jail because I said this in my video. Korea does not fuck with one, bullying scandals, and two, drug charges. They do not mess with any of that. That like those are the worst things you could do. And Someone is now linked to both. So there's no there's no way he's getting out of this. Oh, why do you have a clipper with you? I had to cut my nails before my lesson, so I had them on my desk. These are gonna break the chains of Someone's cuffs right here, and I just need something to fidget with. Okay, wait. Let me switch my actual fidget cube with this. There, here. This is this is better. This is better. It was a setup. It was definitely a setup. And do you know who I think set it up? Fucking Taeyu's bitch ass. Do I actually think he set it up? 60% yes. I would not be surprised if Taegu said sent the cops in knowing Someone was in there. It could have been 162. If anything, that's probably the most probable answer. But I that's probably the most probable answer. Video, see, that's the thing. It's like they were talking about taking a video and not wanting to have their faces in there. So it's like, is there video of them like walking into the room, walking into the establishment? And if so, are they still going to have access to that camera, or is someone going to erase that before the cops can get to it? Long hair Soen in after jail. Look, I want black hair mullet Soen. Give me it. We get that, but at what cost? But at what cost do we get the black hair Soen back? Is it worth it? I don't know. Only inside the room. See, that's what I was thinking. I thought people were like recording it on their phones. So if it's like if they're recording on their phones, like no one's gonna have access to that shit unless they seize the phones. I thought black hair would be Soen's choice. I thought it would be like a choice for him to feel like, he's not putting on this mask anymore. Because I feel like the blonde hair is kind of the signifier of Soen being in a mask like state and performing in a way that's not true to himself, at least all the time. So that's why black hair Soen would be like, oh, this is like middle school Soen. This is true Soen type of thing. There's a panel asking whether the cameras are in the room already. Oh, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me look. Let me look. What? I got. I gotta close my eyes scrolling up because I can't look at the chat. Okay. 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 Oh my god, this chapter was so long now that I think about it. There's so many panels. Yeah, here we are. Nope. He was still fine even after we doubled the normal dose. If he keeps fighting back, just knock him until he stops. Make sure that mask doesn't slip. We don't want your face caught on camera. And in the panel itself, we don't see a camera. I don't think. So where do we sign up for the Hey Club? We need t-shirts. We need t-shirts. Why is everyone blaming you the fact that in Youngwoo's mind it's not Someone's fault? Blaming the fact that in Youngwoo's mind it's not someone's fault. I'm not reading it right. I don't know what you're saying, and I'm sure someone else can yeah. Youngwoo must be in pristine health condition because he was half conscious after that. Youngwoo is a strong character. They blame me? Sorry. It's my bad. My bad. I didn't mean to. But yeah. Yeah, people think either it's Woonsik or Tegu that called the cops. Like, it's either them two. I don't think, because I thought we were on lockdown for that room. Someone asked the person who assaulted Youngwoo for help, and the season ends up with Youngwoo in Tegu's side. I know. I know. All the Tegu lovers, I bet you're celebrating right now. Um, take this, take this, take this, take this win for now. You're gonna be catching L's pretty soon. Pretty soon. Nothing made me mad and nothing made me this mad in a long time. For real. For real. I was surprised that Youngwoon was able to sit up as soon as someone came in the room. No, like it's. I'm wondering if this was supposed to be either a testament to Youngwoon's strength or just like an aspect of disbelief for the plot. Either way, it's fine. I don't have an issue for either. He will probably take advantage of how weak and broken Youngwoon is after. That's what I'm saying. He already did it twice. What makes you think he's not going to do it a third time? And for the Tegu lovers, answer quickly. This is not a hostile environment. Let me say that. Let me say that. I, Alex, you and me both, because I thought I could trust Tegu. I really did. I tried to put my trust in Tegu's hands, and it didn't work out. Because guess what? He was at the billboard, and he scooped up Youngwoon, and he's probably going to do whatever he wants with Youngwoon now. So, and can we give a moment to the billboard for a second and how Soen looks in that billboard? He look like the intensity. Fine. He looks so good. That is super. No, because like look at it. He was serving face while getting arrested. And they're gonna take it down. No. No. I love how we're talking about how good Soen looks in like the billboard, and Austin is like talking about the medication Young took. Mugshot. Mugshot will probably be him still serving. He serves it. I have never seen a bad photo of Soen. That doesn't exist at all. Oh my god. But no, I need an actual poster. I need an actual poster of the billboard. He looks so good. Mommy Dearest will come swooping in. You're so right. There's no freaking way his mom is gonna let him have a drug charge or get away with a bullying scandal. Like his mom's gonna swoop in, whether we like it or not. I know netizens are going wild right now. Do you think Hale will testify to get the others charged? Oh my god, are we going to court? Are we gonna have a jury arc? He looks so dreamy, man. If Hale does testify, I think he's gonna have a conversation with Youngwoon before, and I think his character arc is gonna be like he wouldn't hurt Soin because he cares about Youngwoon and Youngwoon cares about Soin. And this is me being not the opposite of pessimistic. English is failing me right now. What's the opposite of pessimistic? Optimistic. Yeah, it's optimistic. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I'm just feeling optimistic right now. So yeah. So I think that's what would happen with Hale, and I think Hale is probably gonna be like a bigger character in season 3. It would make total sense if he was. How can one feel optimistic? Hi, Indy. Honestly, I'm optimistic for the fact that like we know that we're gonna get a satisfied ending. There's no way in hell we are not gonna get like a satisfying ending. I know it has been a minute. It has been a minute, yeah. Youngwoo being too tired and been so strong over everything, and then he just disappears. Yeah. I wonder why we don't get to see the full poster. I think it has to do with Soen's eyes. Okay, this is what I was truly getting at when I mentioned Soen on the billboard before everyone started, simping over him, rightfully so. Is the intensity in his eyes and the seriousness of his eyes, and he kind of he serves like this air and aura of like authority, and that's what and that's what a lot of people were talking about, like even before we got to this chapter, is that Youngwoon is looking up to this billboard. He is very tiny in the frame. Yeah, he serves. He's tiny in the frame, looking up to this this kind of I don't want godlike figure of Soen being on top of his game, his career in the public eye, and now all of that has come crashing down because of Youngwoon. Because of Youngwoon, I'm saying in quotes. So it's like we have like the full panel of Soin takes up the entire screen, not only on your phone but on the computer. I'm looking at it right now. So it's like he is this like very like he is an important part of Youngwon's life. I think that's also what it's telling us just from the size. But it's also like telling us about like his role in the public eye, because only like really, really, really important or famous people get something that big. And it's stayed up here for a long time. So it kind of points to those things. I don't think Taegu is a well-written character, TBH. I feel like let me pin this. Pin. I feel like he just used to make the story. I pinned it advanced. I think so too. And I'm not gonna lie. I think in some stories that is okay to have people who are only there for advancement. But for Taegu's case, I think he could have been utilized more outside this role of second male lead. And I think a lot of that potential was not wasted, but not expanded upon right when we met Taegu and he kicked the bike. I think there should have been more of this slice of life feel with Taegu and Youngwoon to kind of establish this weird, not weird, but like lack of title bond that they have with each other. like they don't really have like because like Youngwoon was looking at Taegu like the Hyung and Donseng like type of thing. While Taegu had ulterior motives and seen Youngwoon as someone to be desired. So I think we could have stepped into kind of that world a little bit more and explored that a little bit more in order to flesh out Tegu more. Because what we had when we were kind of like seeing Tegu and seeing his role in the narrative was his past to Youngwoon. So I don't know. I feel like it was very intentional to make the readers feel subtly uncomfortable, consciously and unconsciously. I understand that. And we see Youngwoon truly has no ulterior motives on his side. Yeah. Love the user. Thank you. The yes. How do you think Youngwoon's reaction is going to be when he realized it was Soen he was talking to? This is the crux, and this is the most important thing that has to be revealed in the first chapter of next season. Does Youngwoon remember everything that happened? Does he remember some of what happened? Does he remember anything? Because if he doesn't remember anything, that means he doesn't remember that he said anything to Soen. Dropped your phone on the toilet. If he doesn't remember, if he doesn't understand the fact he said that to Soen, it's like it never happened to Youngwoon. Do you think he remembers walking around? I don't think he remembers anything past the point of being drugged twice. I truly don't. And that's what's going to be upsetting. And that's what's going to cause this misunderstanding. And do you know the only person who knows? Fucking Hale. If he was still if he was still awake. I don't know if he was like bye May. Yeah. I don't know if he was still conscious. I would think he was a little bit and he might have heard. I know he was kind of gone. We didn't see anything of Hale's face besides the fact he was beaten to pieces. Gone in that. He could have been. Yeah, he could have been passed out. Not passed out, knocked out. That's the word I'm looking for because Soen was like boom, boom, boom. Exactly like that, by the way. Yeah, Hale was drugged too. Let's talk Soen being Hale's ghost. Let's see. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let me go back to the thing. God, yeah, Hale is just fucking out of it, dog. He said I could have had a normal life. No! I'm reading the chapter again. I can't do I'm reading the chapter again. I can't go back and look because I'm just gonna start talking about shit. I'm just gonna start looking at shit. Young who wanted a normal life has been mentioned too many times. Don't relive the trauma. I'm trying not to, but it's so hard not to. I'm like trying to look at I'm trying to use my resources and look at that chapter again. Wait, this may be a crackpot, but isn't it also interesting that the blackboard says the pavilion? Me too. I thought it was like referencing like the penthouse, the pavilion. What's the definition of a pavilion? Just so we have pavilion. Pavilion definition: a summer house, or other decorative building used as a shelter in a park or large garden. It's a summer house. Can Youngwoon and Soen just go to the cottage? Can they just go to our cottage, please? See, I think yeah, the pavilion. I don't know. Is the pavilion a brand? in 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 Backlight. Stop this. I don't know. It's like he lost his shelter. Yeah, I think that's how we can read into it narratively. Into the story. It's like, yeah, I want season to be mostly fluff. We're not getting fluff next season. What are you talking about? Christina. I feel like the Sneed girl. We are not getting fluff. I wish. I totally wish. I really do wish. We're not getting shit next season. The only fluff we would get is Backlight after stories. That's it. Backlight and fluff. Wow, a crazy take. Fluff is not in Backlight's vocabulary. You're right though. Oh my gosh. It's so funny, but it's not. But it's funny. But I'm sad. Do we get I want a time skip. I truly want a time skip. And let me say this because let me be clear. Um I want a time skip because it truly allows, and it doesn't have to be long. I don't think it has to be long. I'm not saying weeks. I'm saying maybe a couple months. A couple of months the least. A couple of years the most. And I like how they did this in, well, okay. Let's not compare it to Banana Scandal because Banana Scandal's plot is apples to oranges with Backlight. But in Banana Scandal, they use the time skip because because J Jaewon, oh my god, Taehee and not Tae Taehwan and Youngwoon. Holy shit. Taehwan and Youngwoon were at places in their life where it made sense for them to leave each other. Youngwoon and Soin are forcefully ripped apart from each other now. Like they would not do this out of their own fruition. How do you think Taegu is going to handle Youngwoon next chapter? I want him to take advantage of Youngwoon? No. Do I think there's a possibility of him taking advantage of Youngwoon? Hell freaking yeah. And do I think Youngwoon is gonna like kind of like go back to trusting Taegu? Unsure. I'm unsure on that point. I don't know. I don't know if Youngwoon would ever fully trust Taegu, especially after the incident in his room. He gives mother vibes from Tangled. That's I know what you meant. Oh my god, that's so funny. That's hilarious. Yeah. Okay, let's update the doc because I'm getting at a slowing down point. So let's update the doc with things we talked about. We talked about Soen potentially being in jail. We talked about Youngwoon and Taegyu's next plans. I think they're gonna go off somewhere. I think Taegu is gonna use everything he can in his power to protect Youngwoon. Um, oh, you want to do the games now? Do you guys want to do some game? Do you guys want to stop crying and do some games, or do we want to continue the conversation? We can take a little intermission to do a game, or or we can keep talking for a little bit. And I don't know what games. I want to do a guess my favorite chapter, guess my favorite panel, and guess my favorite character from Backlight. Let me do. Can I do a poll? Wait, can I do a poll? Let's see. Uh, quick poll. Oh, sorry. Okay. Smiley face if you want to do games. Sad face if you still want to talk about the narrative. This is a democracy, so we vote. And it's not even like a long game. It will take like 2 seconds. Because I want to know other people's favorite chapters and stuff too. Not the democracy. No! Let me just say this. Fuck Trump. Fuck ICE. Don't like them. It should have been him. If only the wind did not get in the way. All right, closing in 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, we can do one quick one. And it's not really a game. It's quick vote, quick vote, quick vote. Let me see. It's a lightning Q&A. No. Okay, I don't think I can do what I want to do. But yeah, I want to know people's favorite character from Backlight. Real quick. Like, who was your favorite character? And then I can say and I want you guys to also guess my favorite character. Who do you think I love? Soen, my beloved Soen, Soen. Soen for me. Not a, not about face card. Youngwoon, but Soen too, Soen. Youngwoon, then Soen. Who's your favorite character in Backlight? Youngwoon. Youngwoon is good though too. Soen, Youngwoon, Youngwoon. Okay, we have a good mix. Honestly, Jaewon, that's real. That is so real. Real side eye, but like, but real. He's such a great bad guy. Imagine saying Tegu. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. There's some Tegu lovers. Now, who do you think my favorite character of Backlight is? If it's not obvious enough. Tegu is Liz's fave. Avi, shut up! It's gotta be Soen. Obviously, Tegu's your fave. Thanks, Kim Dan. Don't pin the comment. Hey, yo. Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah, it's Soen. Am I that obvious? I probably have said it multiple times in a video. But yeah, I love Soen. I love his development. I love his character arc. I love his design. Like, I love everything about him. I think he's I think it's Soen's mom. You're so right. I love Soen's mom the most because she gave birth to She didn't give birth to Soen. What am I talking about? That's the whole point of his character. He wasn't given birth by that woman. The billboard of Soen is my fave character. Actually, your fave character is the lady that gave Youngwoon his back when she left outside. When Taegu left it outside. My favorite character actually is the laundry basket in my favorite character is the Nintendo Switch that Youngwoon has used in Soen's room. That's my favorite character. My favorite character are the socks they wore in middle school. Nintendo mentioned the box of Soen. Oh my god. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Oh my god, my favorite character is the white t-shirt. Is the white t-shirt in chapter 1, season 1. Oh my god. White t-shirt, best character, best character. He did look good in that pink sweater. He did look okay, okay, okay. My favorite character is that one penthouse guy wanting to be my sewing constantly because he's the necklace. Oh my god. That's so funny. Oh my god. The seaweed suit so made for young. My favorite. No, it's not funny. I was about to say my favorite character was the freaking packet that was left at Sowen's door. Y'all still crying? We're kind of laughing. We're taking an intermission to laugh right now. Oh my god. Yeah, like we're just taking an intermission to laugh and then we'll go back to crying. We'll go back to crying pretty soon. And like I have to like keep this moving along because I'm at 35% on my phone. And I also work at 8 a.m. Who said the cake? Oh, Abby, stop. Oh my god. Looks like the cake's so Abby, I need to take away your moderation. Oh my god. Just read I like you. Please don't go bald. You're too funny. I started reading Backlight a little bit after Soen chapter reveal. Soen backstory ended. I started reading after that. Okay. Okay. Let's get back into it. Let's get back into it. Let's I have to go find my stress ball real quick actually. Okay. She's back. Who's my okay, my just so I have this, my favorite character is Soen. Okay, let me do my character ranking. It is Soen, Youngwoon, Jaewon, Haeol, Taegu. That's my ranking. Yeah, it was scary you left us with Taegu. Get J1 out of there. This is from a purely like I love J1's character as a written character. Do I like him personally? No. Do I think he's a masterful villain? Heck yeah, dog. Heck yeah. Taegu lower than Hail. Hail, I felt bad for Hail in some points. I never felt bad for Tegu's ass. Hell no. Never felt bad for that man once. Never. Never ever. Never gonna let you down. He's from Backlight, which is a BL manhwa that you can read on Lezen. The way he got his bone crushed, like damn. You'll actor career over. Oh my god. Y'all are funny. Thank you for being here. Oh my god. Um, let's see. Who called the cops? We talked about that. Um, Young ones passed. Talked about that in the room. Um, Possibility of a time skip. We talked about that. Um, Someone in Tegu's plans. We talked about that. Someone's sex plan, jail time. We talked about that. Tegu and Youngwin's plans. We talked about that. Yeah. Someone's family dynamic after this chapter. All of their careers are over. Yes. Youngwon. I think there's going to be a happy ending. There's no way there's no happy ending for these two. You know what? I'm going to be satisfied. I almost burped. I'm going to be satisfied if we get either a happy ending where they end up together or a realistic ending. I will be happy with both. Honestly. I don't feel like this is a situation where like it's so heavily in this BL genre role that we won't get like a sweet ending, but I do think that we're away from the BL genre role enough to where we could possibly just get a realistic ending. I wouldn't be surprised if someone's mom by her own volition on the same balcony that Jaewon did it. Wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. She's so sick in the head. She is so sick in the head that I think she would be so sick to die the same way Jaewon died. You know what? Hell yeah. She's so sick in the head. Like there's no way she does not survive this. She cannot survive this. She's gonna die before Granny does and Jinx. Oh my god. Do we think that Kang that the King that texted the sub in the King what? Do we think the King that texted the sub is the King under Tegu? Oh, do we have a snitch? We have a snitch, but it could be. I'm not sure. I am not sure, TBH. I am not sure. I don't know. I feel like we could have had more. Like, this is one thing I'll say because I'm nitpicking, because you can only nitpick when something is this good. I wish we just had a little bit more time with Tegu. Like in the current present, with his goon. So we kind of established that a little bit more. Granny's been on 1% for 80 chapters. Yeah, we're just talking about Backlight. Not gonna lie, Tegu is such a big character, but I feel like we never see him. Exactly. I think I think we could have had more Tegu. As much as I dislike this fucking man, we could have had more cowbell. Backlight is still a little John BL, hence happy ending guarantee. See, that's what yeah, that's why I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if it had a happy ending. Like with everything that happened to them, it makes sense that they have an happy ending. But it also makes sense if they have a realistic ending where their happy ending is not, them like butterflies and rainbows and shit coming out of their ass, you know? Like it could be like them not even being friends, but being separated for a certain amount of time and keeping that separation. It could be them moving out of Korea. It could be them, you know, doing whatever, really. Just they can't be together because of everything that's happened. Because I'm gonna be so real. Sometimes you just have too much of a past with a person, and having too much of a past hinders the present. And I think that's what is kind of the thing that's happening now with Backlight, is that like this past really is hindering their future. Taegu and Youngwoon gonna end up together. I hope so. I really hope so. Who pinned that? Okay, you guys need to understand that realistic equals happy and cuddly in the story. It's the last blank. Not too sure. I need to read, but how does someone find out? So, yeah, you guys are having conversations. I don't know. It's good. It's good. I just need to catch up. Don't hate me when, please, but this is the only time I want a beach ending. We are not getting a beach ending. I want a happy ending, but no beach. No beach, please. No beach, please. If there's one thing I want to request, if there's one thing I can request, please, 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 please don't give me a beach ending. I beg. Please, no. Please, no. Please, please. No beach ending, please. No beach, no ring. Are we getting a pavilion ending? You're onto something. Every BL's biggest trauma, the ocean. You're so right. Do you know how many times people have, just walked into the ocean? Do you know how many people, how many MCs in the Lezen top, 10 tried to kill themselves in the ocean? I would have two nickels. I would have two nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's crazy that it happened twice. I'm obviously talking about Kim Dan and the dude from Low Tide. I've never read Low Tide, so I don't know his name. But anyways, back to Backlight. So Impossible revenge plan. Do we think Soin is going to have revenge? Yes or no? The story will finish with them eating cake on the bench. I will take eating cake. I will take an eating cake ending. Yes. Yes. I don't know, man. Uh huh. No. Ooh. What kind of split? What kind of split with the revenge? I am conflicted. It could go either way, because if someone ends up in jail, he can't really do much from there. Um, that's the thing. Okay. Alex made a very good point. Is revenge versus accountability, because we know that someone is mostly going for accountability of people on behalf of Youngwoon, and I think we like to think of it as revenge, and some of it probably is revenge for Youngwoon, and for the fact that people have hurt Youngwoon, and Youngwoon is someone cares about. Um, but it's like, I don't know. I'm also conflicted. I don't have a yes or a no. I have a it could happen, it could not happen. Maybe the cousin, if he finds out he set it up. I mean, okay, if someone does go to jail, he's gonna get bailed out. We know he's gonna get bailed out, but it's gonna tarnish his career because it would be on his record, and people are gonna figure that out. Unless his mom does everything in her power to not make that article for someone going to jail be released. It's another article. This freaking story loves its articles and people being blackmailed. At this point, Soen's mom offers help. Who's there to take accountability for the other than Soen? You're so right. You're so right. His career was over before this. TBH, Soen didn't care for it whatsoever. You're right. He did. It's so funny to think that he started this career because he was one good at it, and it was a way for him to get close to his mother because his mother was a model, and now he despises that woman. His mom better not make the scandal disappear. It's the least she could do. Like, honestly, yeah, it's the least she could probably do. it's, there's so much. There's so much to think about when it comes to them. Like, someone, for lack of a better word, is jobless. He's jobless. He was good. Like, he said it himself. He was good at modeling. Like, that's what he was good at. We haven't talked about someone crying. It's because it devastates us. But yes, someone crying, that was the cow. Like, everything he was scared of came true the moment Youngwoon said, "You ruined my fucking life." I could have been still doing judo. I could have had a normal life. They're being unemployed together. That's crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god, something in common with Soen. But yeah, shoot. Yeah, like everything that Soen feared was true came true the moment Youngwoon said that. And we know it's not true. We know Youngwoon doesn't actually blame him for that. He blames Jaewon, as he should. But Soen, since the moment he realized that he still cared for Youngwoon in a way, started blaming himself for everything. I would get I would get Taegu's #1 hater tattooed on my forehead. as as we'll probably have to compete for #1 hater spot though. Better than crying. Let me pull up someone crying. Let me pull up someone crying. Uh, why would you pull that up so I can see it? Ooh, AMF said someone cried as catharsis. Do you agree? I mean, yeah, in a way. If we're talking about catharsis as like him suppressing emotions and like emotions are finally like coming out of him, yeah, there really hasn't been a moment where someone truly has kind of expressed this grief he felt over the situation. And I really think, honestly, we could put like the water half full overflowing thing to Soen in his emotions. Like, all of this guilt has been building up, and it's once it was confirmed by Youngwoon himself by his mouth, it overflowed. So I get that. He's already gotta serve baddies never go down. What are we talking about? What are we talking about here? Oh my god, fulfill J1's prophecy. Alex, your mind. Alex, your mind. He did fulfill. J1 succeeded. And that's such a hard fact to swallow. The fact that J1 won. In this moment, in this point in time, J1 has won. And that's so sad. So, so, so sad. Like, he truly has made someone's life a living hell. He has not only made someone's life a living hell, he has made Youngwoon's life a living hell. And he did it while he was still dead. This motherfucker has been dead for years. And he's haunting this narrative. He looked horrified in the moment, like everything I'm looking at him right now. His eyes look insane. It looks like he's out of a horror movie right now. His eyes are so bugged out of his head. He's crying. He's like trying to like process the fact that Youngwoon said that to him and that Youngwoon left. Like he ran away. Youngwoon's last words to Soin: "If you hadn't been a part of my life, I wouldn't be this messed up." Those were his last words to Soin. That's horrifying. That's horrifying. I'm in a horror movie right now. Like I can't even like put into words how like crazy that is to be the last words you say to someone and you didn't even mean it to be for them. That's why yes, I'm so worried that Young won't remember. He won't remember anything. It's so sad. It's so sad. All right. Let me get back to my list. So Impossible Revenge, we talked about it. We talked about Hayol. Reactions to seeing the actions that led to chapter 1, season 1. Obviously I think it was done perfectly. I literally could have asked for more. I'm getting to the point where I'm talking so much that I'm getting stuffy. But like I was so satisfied with this. Alex takes Haunt Me like J1 did Soen. Ansen, do I need to block you? Oh my god. Nobata? Are we talking about JJK? What are we talking? Listen, I don't think you're enjoying the live a lot today. I think this is probably one of the best lives we had, not gonna lie. Even if Youngwoon clarifies that he thought Soen was J1, that wouldn't be comforting to Soen, that part. Imagine the person you love the most saw you as the person that also abused you and is the person that like ruined your life, but not only your life, but like their life as well. And you were doing the actions that were reminiscent of that person in front of the person whose actions, whose life was destroyed by those actions. MM, we are so cooked. Oh my god. Cooked. I think that's the perfect thing to say. But it's also a result of Soen trying to emulate J1's behavior. I don't think okay. I don't think in this moment it's Soen emulating J1's behavior on purpose. I think that was on purpose once he was like doing like the penthouse and like the sexapades and whatnot. I think in this he's just so overcome by anger, and okay, I don't think it's like conscious on Soen's like point, but like J1 was also someone who used violence, so like I wouldn't be surprised if like that also internalized to Soen to use violence. So we would agree on that, yeah. My face is getting all sticky, a little squish. Yeah, violence was always so like Soen has always been a violent person, which is really sad. Um, but like he doesn't hesitate to use violence. Is that every word Youngwoo said to Soen was something Soen thought about himself too? Yes, Youngwoo only like validated every negative thing that Soen thought about himself, which is why it's so devastating and why he had this type of reaction. I feel like it's a normal reaction to seeing your boyfriend almost get assaulted. Very true. Did you ever find the panel with Youngwoo seeing Soen? No, I didn't. I think I got sidetracked. Let's look. Which panel is that? Hail as Hazel as Soen. Oh my god, what name's on top of him? Yeah! 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 I'm speechless. I think when I was rereading this, it didn't really process like what this meant. The panel number 73. Panel number 73. Okay. Okay. There are two things. There are two ways we can read into this. We can read into this as since Youngwon was already thinking about Soin and how Soin everyone's blaming so like the thought bubbles before were Soin, why is everyone blaming you? Do you think it's your fault too? The truth is I wasn't okay, I lied to you. Like that's the thought that Youngwon is having now. And this is when Haeyol is saying it's his fault. That asshole ruined your life. And we have to remember, Haeyol looks like Jaewon, and Jaewon and Young and Soin look alike. So all three of them look like each other. So him seeing Soin is kind of, yeah, everyone looks like Jaewon. Everyone is reminiscent of Jaewon. Yes. So it's like, oh, he could see Jaewon, but also he sees Soin. He mostly sees Soin in this moment because he's thinking about Soin. But also, I think it could also mean the fact that, in this type of intimate situation, that like Someone is the only person he could think of doing this with him. Yeah, we said the same thing at the same time. Like yes. Someone is the person who gets intimate, while J1 is the one who gets violent. Yes. You're 1,000% correct. 1,000% correct. Y'all, I cried it out. Like that's it. Youngwoon does not hate Soen. Youngwoon does not hate Soen at all. All of that negative stuff was meant for Jaewon. He feels so bad towards Soen because he thinks he himself has ruined Soen's life. While Soen thinks he has ruined Youngwoon's life because Youngwoon told him he ruined his life. I am sending everyone my therapy bill. Dude, catch up, dog. It's so good. Soen and hate do not coexist in Youngwoon's heart. Exactly. He cannot hate Soen. Open chapter 3, page 20, and scroll. What are we talking about, dog? Chapter 3. Chapter 3. Panel 20. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is what I was thinking. Yeah. It's Haeyeol coming behind Youngwoon and Youngwoon seeing Haeyeol as Jaewon. So these seeds have already been planted. I love this scene, by the way. I thought it was really good because it's really hard to differentiate the two because they look alike. So yeah, everyone looks like Jaewon, but like they also look like each other. And at that point in the story, we didn't know J1. We didn't know J1 like we know J1 now. Yeah. It's so crazy. Because all we knew about J1, well, J1 was in the previous chapter. Not the previous chapter, the previous section. And he was the person that said there's no room for you to Youngwoon. And he's like, don't look away. There's no room for you. So yeah. God, fuck this guy. Love when the AI summary is analyzing the K drama of chapter one. Oh my God. No, I couldn't even tell the difference before someone pointed out to me when I was reading Backlight for the first time. I didn't realize it was someone else until I reread it. Okay. My phone is dying, unfortunately, so we kind of have to wrap this up. But I do want to share my favorite panel of Backlight, and I also want to share. I think that's the last thing. I want to share my favorite panel of Backlight, and I want to know other people's favorite panels too. So that'll be fun. And I have this recording, so I can go back and look at people's. But my let me just pull it up, and you can take guesses in the comments if you want. For which panel you think is my favorite. Some of you guys may already know because I talk to you guys on a daily basis. But okay, I'm pulling it up. That reaction was real when I saw it for the first time. All right, let me read. Let me read. Okay, them confessing their love. No more Backlight Tuesday, unfortunately. Yeah, we gotta wait. It was. I will do my little spiel afterwards. The panel is so funny. Wait, let me find the number. Someone waking up from the flashback. I think it's the bed scene where Youngwoon was playing with the Nintendo. B-Day ones, I assume. Seeing Youngwoon play with the Nintendo thingy. Hospital. The crash out. He jumped. What are you talking about? J1 jumping off the balcony. Okay. Okay. Very good guesses. Very good guesses. Let me reveal. Let me show you what it is. How do I flip the camera? All right. Oh shoot! I have to take out the background. How do I do that? Uh, no, no. Settings. Dang! I can't take out the background. I don't know how to. I don't know how. Oh, effects, effects. Okay. No effects. Okay, great. It is so. It's so in. It's so in waking up. This is my favorite panel of Backlight. It's just. It is the panel. It's like let me make it full screen for that. Like let's go. Like this is not me like spreading the chapter, but literally, it's the cake. It's the cake, and then we go into the dream sequence, I tried so hard, I really did, but and then it's this. It's the line art of this one of him slowly waking up. And he's like, I know I haven't played this in a while. This is just pathetic. And it's Youngwoon. And then you showed up again just like that. It all the walls I built came crashing down and dug up everything I tried to keep buried deep within. And then this curtain of Youngwoon. Sorry, didn't mean to wake you. And then it's this battle of Youngwoon. This sequence was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What was the point of all the pain then? And then this is the title card. Oh my god. I'm so sad. Oh no, I gotta find the We Hate Tegu thing. Rip. Okay. Now we just have sad Soen. I couldn't find the Tegu. It's okay because he looks good. I could the We Hate Tegu one is like buried deep in my photos. I would have to find it again. I couldn't. I couldn't. But yes, we are this is the last Backlight Live. Unfortunately, this was so fun. This was so fun to do every week. It was so fun. Like I cannot stress that enough. How fun it was to talk with people about this. Not ever, just until Backlight. Footsie Page was also good. The story's not done yet. It's we still have season 3. We still have season 3 to do. Yes. And I'm so glad that you liked it because you don't have anyone like to talk to. Like this that's the point. Like I wanted a little space where everyone could talk about it. We don't know when it's going to come back yet. We don't have the author's note yet. So once we have that, we will probably get more information about season 2. And yes, I do have a YT where all of these are posted. They will be posted. I will post them this weekend. So if you want to go through, take away all of Soen's pain and give it to Tegu, please. I hope so. I hope so too. Yes. Bye, Asen. Thanks for coming. Yeah. Go sleep or get with your day. I know it's really early for you. Other BL lives, maybe. I'm not reading anything that would like prompt me to do these types of lives. Not gonna lie. Maybe I could do like a little like book club thing with like reunion. Like we read a couple of chapters every week and we just talk about it. I wouldn't be opposed to doing something like that. Banned in the US, I would probably just go to YouTube Shorts. I'm gonna be so honest. I don't really have any other socials besides this. And TBH, when I started this, when I was reading Jinx for the thesis, I said I would get to 5K and delete the count because I didn't want my presence to be on the internet like this. But obviously that's changed. That's changed. So probably YouTube Shorts. I don't have a Blue Sky. I don't really use Twitter. I don't have a Tumblr because I don't really use that. I don't use Threads. I'm not on Instagram because I don't like taking photos. Like, like TikTok is just like the place where I like just post all my stuff. I also recently made a Substack, so hopefully I do that. Lives on YouTube, we can, hopefully. But yeah, I don't know. I never really thought about it. I thought like honestly, I didn't expect there would be like 20 people in here. Honestly, I expected like 5 and them being my friends. But yeah. Between the Lines was good. Yeah, I like Between the Lines. I haven't started on the next season of it. I started a little bit of Sense and Sensibility. I like that one. That one's good. I haven't started it though. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I read on Lezen. I mostly read on Lezen, but like I'm mostly a BL manga reader, so I read a lot of physicals. Um, so Alex, wait. Alex, you're so right. I should do Masterpiece Lives. They're done. Wait, they're done with their season though already, so we have to wait. Um, but I'm definitely gonna read Masterpiece. I'm so glad you have fun. Yeah, I love doing these. Yeah, these are always so fun. These are always so fun. Yeah, let me do Masterpiece. I don't know if I will do like a weekly live just being like, oh, I read one chapter of Masterpiece. If anything, I would just do one live where I talk about Masterpiece and my thoughts about it. I think that one's better. Because I can really share my thoughts about that. Um and it won't just be like slow. So yeah, we can do a Masterpiece live in the future. Oh yeah, a little book club. That would be fun. Yeah, that would be fun, yeah. But otherwise, yeah. I unfortunately thank you. Thank you, thank you. I unfortunately have to go. Um, thank you for being here. It was so fun. I hope to start these back up. Um, next backlight season, and I'm really hoping it's really good. So bye. Bye. Thank you for coming. Bye. Yeah, have a good night. Bye. Thank you.